Take x of t is equal to, so we need to find out the Fourier transform of x of t. So find the Fourier transform of, it's a problem number 10. Find the Fourier transform of x of t is equal to, x of is equal to 1, x of t is equal to 1 from, okay, so x of t is equal to 1 for t is less than a and 0 for t is greater than a. Find the Fourier transform of x of t. So this x of t is equal to 1 for t is less than a and it is equal to 0 for t is greater than or equal to a. So whenever the magnitude of t is there, so it means that both the x of t contains, it can take the both positive and negative values. It will take both the negative and positive values. So that's the meaning of the x of t, the magnitude of t. Okay, so now let us plot the waveform for this one. So let us plot the waveform for this one. So when you plot the waveform for this one, so it will be appearing like this. So, okay, so here magnitude of t means it here a can take the value from, t can take the value from minus a to the plus a. So we can plot like this. So this is x of t having the value from minus a to the plus a. It is having the value 1 and it is equal to 0 here onwards. So it is similar to the rectangular pulse here. This is similar to the rectangular pulse. So when you take the Fourier transform of the rectangular pulse, we are going to get the sinc function. You are going to get sinc of x, SINC we are going to call here. That is nothing but sin pi x by pi x. You are going to call it as a sinc function. You are going to call here. Let us see how you are going to get the Fourier transform of this one. So let us write the formula for the Fourier transform. So it is nothing but x of j omega. So this is equal to, let us write the generalized formula. So integral from minus infinity plus infinity x of t into e to the power of minus j omega t into dt. X of t into e to the power of minus j omega t into dt. So we know x of t is equal to 1 from plus a to the minus a and 0 elsewhere here. We'll change the limits of the summation integration accordingly. So it is integral from minus a to the plus a. The value of x of t is nothing but 1 into e to the power of minus j omega t into dt. E to the power of minus j omega t into dt. Now we know integration of e to the power of minus ax, it is nothing but e to the power of minus ax by a. Let us do integrate here. Let us do substitute. So x of j omega is equal to e to the power of minus j omega t divided by minus j omega. The limit is from minus a to the plus a, minus a to the plus a. So now let us apply the limits. Upper limit is, in place of t we are going to substitute the upper limit, minus, in place of the lower limit you are going to apply the minus a. So e to the power of minus j omega into minus a divided by minus j omega, minus j omega. So this minus into minus will become plus, and minus, if you are going to substitute, it will become equal to the e to the plus j omega minus e to the power of minus j omega divided by j omega. Okay, so we'll do this one. So if you substitute here, so it will become x of j omega. So this is equal to e to the power of plus j omega minus e to the power of minus j omega divided by j into omega. Will get j into omega. So this is similar to the e to the power of j theta minus e to the power of minus j theta divided by j into omega. So omega is nothing but it is a 2 pi f here. The value for omega will be equal to the, so we can take omega as a 2 pi f also we can take here. So we'll see what we'll get here. So this is j omega. Okay, fine. So right, so this one we can write as a, so since we want 2j, we want here, since 2 is not there, we can write this one as a 2 into sine omega, 2 into sine omega divided by, so omega will get here 2 into sine omega divided by omega will get 2 into sine omega divided by omega. And this is for the case, this is for the case, so omega should not be equal to 0. So if omega is equal to 0, this will become equal to infinity. So this is x of j omega. So this is equal to the 2 into sine omega a. So divided by omega for the case omega is not equal to the 0. because if I substitute omega is equal to 0 in this expression, this will become equal to infinity. So that's why we are going to take the case omega is not equal to 0. Video clarity is there, right?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Video is not clear, sir.
That's what I'm checking. So video clarity is not good now. So just a second. I'll log out and I'll log in once again. So by that time you can evaluate. Substitute omega is equal to 0. Call this as equation number 1. So call this as equation number 1. Substitute omega is equal to 0 and find the expression for the x of j omega at omega is equal to 0. Okay. So just a minute. I'll log out and I'll log in back. Just wait, logging in. Wait. So this is the equation 1. Let us substitute omega is equal to 0. Okay. So take, let omega is equal to 0. Let omega is equal to 0 in equation 1. In equation 1, we'll substitute omega is equal to 0. So x of j omega will become integral from minus a to the plus a. So e to the power of 0 into dt. E to the power of 0 is nothing but 1 here. So integration of 1 is nothing but t from the place. So minus a to the plus a. So this will become equal to the 2a will get here. 2a will get. This is for the case omega is equal to the 0. Omega is equal to 0. Okay. So this is for the case omega is equal to 0. Then okay, fine. So now I'll consider the first case here. I'm going to consider this one x of j omega. So this x of j omega is equal to, it is the 2 sine omega into a divided by omega. So for omega is not equal to 0, I'm going to substitute omega is equal to the 2 pi. I'm going to substitute omega is equal to the 2 pi of, I am going to substitute here 2 pi of. Okay, so because omega is nothing but its angular frequency, this is equal to the 2 pi of we'll get here. So let us substitute omega is equal to 2 pi of here. So x of j omega is equal to 2 sine. Okay, so 2 pi f into a divided by 2 pi f. 2 pi f we'll get here. 2 pi f. So actually we have the one function which is called as a sinc function you're going to call here. So since a is there, here a is not there, I'm going to multiply and divide with the a here. I'm going to multiply and divide with the a. So we have one function which is called as a sinc function here. So we have, so just I'll write in the next page. So here taken, so I multiply by with a and divide with the a here, multiply and divide by a. So the function will not alter. So we are going to introduce one function which is called as a sinc function. I'm going to introduce sinc function. So that sinc function will be given by like this here. So sinc is called as a SINC. We are going to call it as sinc here. So it is called as a sinc x. I am going to call. So it is nothing but sine pi x divided by the pi x. We are going to call it as a sinc function. You are going to call here. That sinc function is having the value. It will be like this. So it will be acting like a. So it will be passing like this. So this is at x is equal to 0. It is having the value 1 here. Okay, at elsewhere the signal is moving like this. This is called as a sinc function you are going to call. So thus for the sinc function, the important thing is that sine pi x there and divided by the pi x should be there here. Sine pi x divided by the pi x. So this one you are going to call it as a sinc function you are going to call here. Sinc function. Okay. Now if you observe here, this is called as sinc SINC we are going to call it. If you observe here we have 2a into sine 2 pi f is there, a is there. So pi f should be there here, pi f a. So we can call this one as a remove pi here. So this will become the 2a sinc 2fa will get here. So this can be expressed as x of j omega can be expressed as 2a into, it's a sinc here, only we are going to just remove the pi here, the remaining quantity we are going to like that only. So it is a 2fa we are going to write here. This is called as a sinc function we are going to call here, sinc function. So right, where sinc will be defined like, sinc x will be defined like this. In place of x we have 2fa is there. So that is called as a sinc function we'll call here. And it will take the value like this, it will take. Like this it will take. So we can write x of j omega, it is equal to the 2a into sinc 2fa. So for omega is not equal to 0, and this is equal to the, so for omega is equal to 0, it is having the value 2a here. So for omega is equal to 0. For omega is equal to 0. Okay. So for omega is equal to 0, we have 2a, and for omega is not equal to 0, we have 2a into sinc 2fa. Done, right? So this is how we are going to find out the Fourier transform of the rectangular function. So it will be equal to the sinc function we'll get here. The Fourier transform of the rectangular is nothing but the sinc function. Done. Now, so far we have seen the many problems we have seen on the Fourier transform. So we'll go for the inverse Fourier transform. We'll go. So we can find out the inverse Fourier transform by using the partial fraction expansion, and also we can find out by using the direct formula method. Also we can do it here. So you can take the next heading as inverse Fourier transform. Inverse Fourier transform. Inverse Fourier transform. So here we are going to find the inverse Fourier transform by using the partial fraction expansion. So already we did in case of the DTFT. So now we are going to repeat the same thing by the Fourier transform. So find the inverse Fourier transform. Find the inverse Fourier transform by using partial fraction expansion. Partial fraction expansion. Partial fraction expansion. So we'll consider the first problem, x of j omega. So this is equal to 5j omega plus 2 divided by j omega square, j omega the whole square plus 5j omega plus 6, 5j omega plus 6. So this is the function we need to express in terms of the Fourier transform of the signal. So right, now this is in terms of the a square plus 2ab plus b square is there. A square plus 2ab plus b square is there. So we can express as we can partialize this one here. We can partialize this one. You know how to do the partial fraction expansion. So here 6 is there. 6 can be expressed as the sum of these here. So 2 into 3 is nothing but 6, and the factors of the 6 are, it is 2 into 3 and 6 into 1 here. So whichever it makes this one is 1 is. So 2 into 3 will make this as equal to the 1 year. Sorry, 2 into 3 will make this is equal to the 5 year. 2 plus 3 will make it as 5 year. I can express this one as, so the denominator I'm going to consider h j omega the whole square plus 5j omega plus 6. So this can be expanded as, so j omega square plus 2j omega plus 3j omega plus 6. We can factorize like this. This is a quadratic expression. So we can express as the, take j omega common, the remaining quantity is nothing but, if you take j omega, the remaining terms are, so j omega plus 2 will get, plus if you take 3 common, so it is j omega plus 2. So this will become equal to the, so j omega plus 2 multiply with the, so j omega plus 3. J omega plus 3. So this is what the denominator can be expressed here. Denominator can be expressed. So let us write the x of j omega in terms of this product of this one, so that we can express in terms of the partial fraction expansion here. So we'll write the denominator in terms of the product of 2 plus j omega and 3 plus j omega, so that it will become x of j omega. So it is equal to 5j omega plus 2 divided by, so 2 plus j omega into 3 plus j omega, 3 plus j omega. So let us express this one as a partial fraction expression as 2 plus j omega plus b into, so 3 plus j omega, 3 plus j omega. Now let us take the LCM. Let us find the values for the a and b. Let us find the values for the a and b. So it will become, so 5j omega plus 2 divided by, so 2 plus j omega into 3 plus j omega. So this can be expressed as, take the LCM. So it has become 2 plus j omega, sorry, j omega, not 3 here. So 2 plus j omega into 3 plus j omega. Okay, so a into 3 plus j omega plus b into 2 plus j omega. So getting it right. So let us, these denominator terms will get cancelled. These denominator terms will get cancelled. So we have, so 5j omega plus 2. So this is equal to a into 3 plus j omega plus b into 2 plus j omega. Now we need to substitute the value for the omega such that we need to substitute the value for the j omega such that it will become equal to the we can substitute the value for j omega such that it will, one of the terms will get cancelled here. If I substitute j omega is equal to -2, this term will get cancelled, and if I substitute j omega is equal to -3, this will get cancelled here, so that we can get the value for the a and b will get here. So we'll take, let j omega is equal to -2. If I substitute j omega is equal to -2, so this has become, so j omega is a, you can substitute as a -2 plus 2. So this term will become 0. So a into 3 minus 2 plus b into 0. 2 minus 2 will become 0. So it will become 5 2s are 10. So 10 minus 10 plus 2 is nothing but 8 will get here. So a will become equal to the -8 will get. A is equal to the -8. Done, everyone? Got it right? A is equal to the -8 will get. Similarly, if I substitute j omega is equal to -3, so let j omega is equal to the -3 if I substitute here. So this will become, so 5 into -3 plus 2 is equal to the a into 0 plus b into, so 2 minus 3. So this will become -15 plus 2 is equal to b into -1. So or else b is equal to, so plus 13 will get. B is equal to plus 13 will get. So this is the partial fraction expansion. Done? Done, right? Any doubts? Done, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we'll substitute the value for a and b in this expression. Call this as equation number 1 here. Let us substitute a and b in this one. So it will become x of j omega will get. So a divided by a is nothing but 8 here. So a is nothing but -8 and b is nothing but 13. So -8. So divided by -8 divided by. So it is 2 plus j omega. Sorry, 2 plus j omega -8 divided by 2 plus j omega plus 13 divided by 3 plus j omega. 2 plus j omega and 3 plus j omega will get here. 13 divided by 3 plus j omega. Now we have the Fourier transform of the e to the power of a minus at into u of t. So we know that. So what we know is, so e to the power of minus at into u of t, the corresponding Fourier transform. So already we have come across this one. It is nothing but 1 divided by a plus j omega. 1 divided by a plus j omega. So in place of a, we have 2 and omega is there here. So the inverse Fourier transform of this one can be written as e to the power of minus 2t into u of t we can write here. So by using this one, we can take the inverse Fourier transform. So taking inverse Fourier transform, so it will become x of t is equal to, the inverse Fourier transform of this one is, so it is -8 into e to the power of minus a. In place of a we have 2 here, minus 2t into u of t plus this one is 13 into in place of a we have 3 here, so e to the power of minus 3t into u of t. So this is the value of the x of t. Okay, done, right? So any doubts in this one? Any doubts? Okay, so let us take the next problem. Okay, so we'll take the next problem. Take x of j omega is equal to minus j omega divided by j omega square plus 3j omega plus 2 plus 2. Take this problem. Any doubts in the previous problem? Any doubts in the previous problem?
No, sir.
Okay. So we'll take this one. So now we can express this one. So 2 is there. 2 we can express as a 2 into 1. That's our factor here. So 2 into 1 will become equal to the 3 here. So we can express this one as a 2j omega plus j omega will become equal to 3 here. So we'll express like this. So it can be expressed as minus j omega divided by. So it is j omega the whole square plus 2j omega plus j omega plus 2 we can express here plus 2. So you can take combine 2 here and j omega we can combine here. So this can be expressed as j omega, and we can take 2 we can take common. So it will be expressed in terms of the partial fraction as, sorry, in terms of the product of the sums as. So this is j omega. Okay, if I take j omega common, the remaining term is nothing but, so 1 j omega plus 1, and if I take 2 common here, so it is j omega plus 1. If I take 2 omega common here, it will become j omega plus 1 here. So this is nothing but minus j into omega divided by, so j omega plus 2 into j omega plus 1. J omega plus 2 into j omega plus 1 will get. So this is, we can factorize like this. And we can express this one in terms of the partial fraction as a divided by j omega plus 2 and b divided by j omega plus 1 we can express. Okay, so we'll express here. So here only I'll do it here. So this is nothing but a divided by j omega plus 2, a divided by j omega plus 2 plus b divided by j omega plus 1, b divided by j omega plus 1. So let us call this as equation number 1 here. Call this as equation number 1. Now let us take the LCM and we'll cancel out the denominator. We'll find out the value for a and b. We'll find the value for the a and b. So take the LCM of these terms. So it will become minus j omega on the LHS part divided by j omega plus 2 into j omega plus 1. So this is equal to a into j omega plus 1 plus b into j omega plus 2 divided by j omega plus 2 into j omega plus 1. So the denominator terms will get cancelled. Only we are left out with minus j omega is equal to a into j omega plus 1 plus b into j omega plus 2. Now to find the value for a and b, let us substitute j omega is equal to minus 1. So we'll get the value for b. And here, if you want the value for the b, substitute for the a, substitute j omega is equal to minus 2 here. So we'll do that one. So let j omega is equal to minus 1, we'll do substitute here. So in place of j omega, I'm substituting minus 1. So this will become minus of minus 1 will become a into minus 1 plus 1 plus b into minus 1 plus 2 So this will become minus of minus 1 is nothing but plus 1. So this is 1 will get, so the value for the B is 1. And similarly, let us substitute j omega is equal to the minus 2. Let us do substitute here. So minus 2 is nothing but minus of minus 2 will become equal to the j omega. I'm substituting as minus 2. So minus of minus 2 is equal to the a into minus 2 in place of j omega. I'm substituting as minus 2 plus 1. So the value of a is nothing but, so minus 1 divided by minus 2 will become, sorry, 2 divided by minus 1 is nothing but minus 2 will get. A is equal to minus 2 will get. So we got the value for A and we got the value for B. So here we need to check out for what value of j omega this will become equal to 0. If I substitute j omega is equal to minus 2, this will become 0. And if I substitute j omega is equal to minus 1, this will become equal to 0. Okay, so we are done that one. We got the value for A and B we got. Now let us substitute the same thing in the equation 1. Let us substitute same thing in the equation 1. So if I substitute here, it will become x of j omega. This is equal to, in place of A, we have minus 2. So minus 2 divided by j omega plus 2, plus in place of B, we have 1 here. So 1 divided by j omega plus 1. 1 divided by j omega plus 1. So right. Now, similar to the previous one, we have the Fourier transform of e to the power of minus 18 into u of t. So which is nothing but 1 divided by a plus j omega. So by using that one, if I take the inverse Fourier transform, so we'll get the answer here. Corresponding x of t will get. So you can take, we know that. So you write which terms it is following here. E to the power of minus 80 into u of t. The Fourier transform if you take. So it is 1 divided by a plus j omega. So by using this one, let us take inverse Fourier transform. Inverse Fourier transform of x of j omega. So this will become x of t. This is nothing but minus 2 into e to the power of minus 2t into u of t plus here 1 into e to the power of, in place of a we have 1 here, minus t into u of t. So this is what the x of t we are going to obtain by using the partial fraction expansion. By using the partial fraction expansion, so we'll get this one. Any doubts? Then we'll take the next problem. So any doubts in finding the partial fraction expansion and finding the inverse Fourier transform? Any doubts in these problems? Any doubts? Okay, so let us take the next problem. So all these things terms you are studying in your 10th standard. Okay, so to convert the quadratic expression in terms of the product of the two sums, we are done. Take the next problem. X of j omega is equal to 4 j omega plus 6 divided by j omega square plus 6 j omega plus 8. Okay, so here we need to express 6 of 8 in terms of the sum of the 6 here. So 8 is nothing but 4 to the 8 will get. So 4 plus 2 will become 6 j omega will get here. So I can divide this as a split as a 4 j omega plus 2 j omega I can split here. Okay, so we'll express this one here, x of j omega. So directly we can split here. So that is j omega whole square plus 2 j omega plus 4 j omega plus 8. Now take j omega common. So this will become, so j omega if I take common here, it is j omega plus 2 will get here. And if I take a 4 common, it is j omega plus 2. So this answer will be j omega plus 2 into j omega plus 4 will get here. Correct now? J omega plus 2. Here if I take 4 common here, so j omega plus 2 will get here. So j omega plus 4 and j omega plus 2 will get. Done? Done, right? Now we'll express this one in terms of the Fourier partial fraction expansion here. So we have x of j omega. This is equal to 4j omega plus 6 divided by, so j omega plus 2 into j omega plus 4. This can be expressed as a divided by j omega plus 2 plus b divided by j omega plus 4. Okay, so p divided by j omega plus 4. Let us take the LCM of this one. So if I take the LCM, okay, so if I take the LCM, so this will become a into j omega plus 4 plus b into j omega plus 2 divided by, so j omega plus 2 into j omega plus 4. So the denominator terms will get cancelled. The remaining term is nothing but, so 4j omega plus 6, this is equal to the a into j omega plus 4 plus b into, okay, so j omega plus 2. So now if I substitute j omega is equal to minus 2, this terms will get cancelled. If I substitute j omega is equal to minus 4, these terms will get cancelled here. Okay, let us substitute those terms here. Okay, so we'll substitute j omega is equal to minus 2 and j omega is equal to plus 4. Let us do substitute here. So you can take, let j omega is equal to minus 2, so that these terms will get cancelled. So it has become 4 into minus 2 plus 6. This is equal to the a into, in place of j omega, I'm substituting minus 2 plus 4 plus b into 0. This will become here. This will become 0. So right. So minus 4 to the minus 8. Minus 8 plus 6 is minus 2 will get. And minus 2 plus 4 is nothing but a into 2 will get. So this implies a is equal to the minus 1. This implies a is equal to the minus 1 will get. A is equal to minus 1 will get. Done. Now similarly, let us substitute j omega is equal to the minus 4 and we'll get the corresponding value for the b. So we'll substitute j omega is equal to, to the minus 4. We'll substitute j omega is equal to minus 4, so that a term will get cancelled. So 4 into minus 4 plus 6. So this will become equal to the a into minus 4 plus 4 plus b into minus 4 plus 2. So this will become 4 4s are minus 16. Minus 16 plus 6 will become minus 10 here. And this is 0. So this is b into minus 2 will get. So this implies that p is equal to the 5 will get. B is equal to the 5 will get. Now let us substitute this in the, call this as equation number 1. Let us substitute the value of a and b in this equation 1. So x of j omega, this will become equal to, so a, the value of a is nothing but minus 1 divided by j omega plus 2 plus the b value is nothing but 5 divided by j omega plus 4. We'll take the inverse Fourier transform. So we know the Fourier transform of e to the power of minus 80 into u of t. So the corresponding Fourier transform is nothing but 1 divided by a plus j omega. So accordingly, we'll take the inverse Fourier transform. So this has become, taking inverse Fourier transform, it has become, so minus 1 into e to the power of minus 2t into u of t plus this one is, so 5 into e to the power of minus 4t into u of t will get. So this is the inverse Fourier transform of the corresponding function. So right, any doubts in this one? Okay, so this is what the inverse Fourier transform by using the partial fraction expansion. So usually they're going to ask this kind of problems, they're going to ask in the exam to find the inverse Fourier transform. Okay, so this completes the module 4, the Fourier transform. So in this module 4 we are seeing the discrete time Fourier transform, its properties and the proof and the problems by using the discrete time Fourier transform and inverse discrete time Fourier transform. Later we have come across the Fourier transform and its properties we have seen, and many problems we have seen in the Fourier transform, and the inverse Fourier transform by using the partial fraction expansion. Okay, so this is the module 4, the Fourier transform. So tomorrow I'll start with the Z transforms. So Z transforms we have similar to the Fourier transform, but in case of the Z transform, the existence of the Z transform depends on the condition called the region of convergence. We are going to call region of convergence. So by using that concept, the Z transform will exist for all the signals which you are going to define. So usually the Fourier transform is applicable for the non-periodic signal or the aperiodic signal you are going to call, but the Z transform is applicable for the any kind of the signal it is going to be applicable. Okay, so there is no like, because why the Z transform is applicable for any kind of system signal is because, so in order to perform the analysis of the systems, we'll make use of the Z transforms, and for the analysis of the signals we are going to make use of the Fourier transforms and Fourier series we are going to make use. Okay, so we'll see the Z transforms in the next class onwards. So any doubts so far in any of the concepts? Any doubts so far in any of the concepts?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, fine. So we'll stop the class now. So anyone can stop recording. You can stop recording.